Question 5, we are given the area of a triangle as 7 plus 3 root 3 centimeters squared. We are told that the base of this triangle is 5 minus root 3, and we have an unknown, or at least partly unknown, perpendicular height in the form of p plus q root 3. The thing that links all three of these things together is the formula for the area of a triangle, which is half of base times height. So substituting all the values that we have here, our area is 7 plus 3 root 3. Our base of our triangle is, and I'll put this in a bracket, 5 minus root 3. And our perpendicular height is p plus q root 3. Now, it might seem logical to break out this bracket. After all, whenever you're solving equations with letters, why wouldn't you break out the brackets? But what I've highlighted here in yellow is kind of unusual because you have one equation, but you have two variables here. You have this p value, but you also have this q value. So this is an unusual type of equation that you're going to solve. I call it oil and water. The idea is that that p and that q, one is a whole number value, or should I say just a number value. It could technically be a fraction. And the other one is a surd term. Now, you cannot, no matter what p and q are, you cannot mix these two things together, hence the oil and water part. So the idea is that if you actually get this on its own, what will be on the other side of the equal sign will also be a situation where you have oil and water. And then you can kind of equate the p's to the number parts and the q's to the surd parts. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're going to get p plus q root 3 on its own, which we can do in two steps. The first step is I'm going to double both sides in order to get rid of that half. So that will turn this into a 14 plus 6 root 3. And then I'm going to divide both sides by this bracket here, this 5 minus root 3, like so. What we have on the left-hand side, we can simplify, we can rationalize the denominator for. So we do that by multiplying top and bottom by 5 plus root 3. And then when we simplify that, we're going to have this oil and water thing that I'm talking about. So on the bottom, this difference of two squares, we're going to end up with a 5 squared for 25. And we're going to have a 3, negative 3 on the bottom, like so. On the top, 5 14s are 70. 5 6 root 3s are 30 root 3. Root 3 times 14 is 14 root 3. And root 3 times 6 root 3 gives us an 18. That then simplifies with our 70 and our 18. That's going to simplify to give us an 88. And the 30 root 3 plus the 14 root 3 is going to simplify to give us a 44 root 3. And the bottom of that fraction is 22. That then simplifies, 88 divided by 22, and that 44 divided by 22 then gives us a 4 plus 2 root 3. Now, haven't forgotten about this. This equals p plus q root 3 is on the right-hand side. And now we have this oil and water situation because this is a whole number. Sorry, this is a number term, but it is a whole number. But just a number term. This is a surd term. These don't mix. On the left-hand side, we have a number term and a surd term that don't mix, which means the number term here and the number term here must be equal. P has to be 4. And then the surd term here and the surd term here are also equal, which means Q is going to be 2. Done.